We have a special guest with us today.
Oh,
Hello,
yes.
hello.
What's your name and what's your occupation?
My name is Myrthe and I'm an English teacher
Where?
in Holland.
What grade do you
Oh.
teach?
Teenagers from like 12 to the age of 17.
Wow.
So, and the lowest level. So it's, I'm like a cop, a teacher, a mom, everything, the whole package. So
Very
yeah.
good.
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
great. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy
I
what you
love
do?
it. I love it. I've been doing it for 12 years now, and I love it. The bond you create with kids, and of course not with everyone, but it's profound. It's a good job, and you make a difference.
You really do make a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes
I know
it doesn't
that.
feel like it. Sometimes it's like,
Well,
oh my God, I want to
Yeah.
bang my head into
They
a
all
wall.
they all deserve a medal, if you ask me. All the teachers for going through COVID and everything.
Oh, Lord.
That was rough. Teaching is also about winging it. You can't
Right?
plan everything.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
what's funny about all of this is that your teaching career actually started in Vietnam, our theme today.
Yeah, it did.
It was like your first place where you went to teach, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had some
Or was it?
traineeships here in Holland, but just for like a few weeks. But Vietnam was the first that I really taught. Yeah, and it was at a university. So it was with students that were doing the same education I was, but because Vietnam has a tone language, the pronunciation for them for English is really hard. So that's why we were flown in to help. My university had a project going with the Vietnam University, and we had to apply for the job even. So me and a fellow student of mine, we got the job. So we went there for a few months free of charge.
Wow.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, everything got
Pretty
paid
good.
for. So
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah, what an experience.
How long ago was that? What year was that?
2006, 2007. Students and the girl, well, there are two white girls. I'm sitting in front with a pink blouse, and the girl next to me in the jeans jacket, that was Leonie. She was my fellow student. And these were students.
So what
Pretty big class, eh?
Yeah, these are two classes actually.
Okay.
But seriously, compared to here, like you get into a classroom and they get up for you,
Wow.
nod their
Wow.
heads and all like this. And yeah, it's completely different world. We were not used to that.
How long were you there?
All in all, for about 4 months, I think. Yeah, we would sit in a room, have lots of meetings, of course, and they would have a little Dutch flag for us and a microphone. It was
Oh, cool.
it was funny, It was our third year in university, and we were already having meetings with the big shots there. And we had a lot of dinners with the ambassador of education and loads of big shots. And one dinner we had, the final dinner, our teachers, two of our teachers came as well to, for the first few weeks to help us around. And one of the teachers was giving a talk during the dinner, like to thank them and that we were staying there. And he was like, and Myrthe and Leonie are staying here, and I hope they give you much pleasure. I almost choked. On my I hope not.
Lost in translation.
How was the food for that
Oh,
dinner?
amazing. Oh, this is funny. If you're talking about food, I'll show you one. Food was amazing. Like super fresh, lots of fish. But this one's funny. Look at the menu here in a restaurant.
Right.
Wow.
So yeah, you can eat that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, crazy.
And they're not cheap.
And only 50,000 dong, which was, and I wrote that down. Let me see. I wrote that down in my Bible. This is what I took to Vietnam. This was my Bible. And 50,000 dong was let me see, €1. So that's like,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What? For all that food?
So it was pretty
yeah.
cheap.
So they
Yeah.
paid you to eat the rat. They paid
But
you
that was
$1.
expensive. That was pretty expensive actually, because I had dinner every night for like 10 cents.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. They call it the land of the chicken because it's cheap, 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 cheap.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. I ate snake, which really is
Nice.
like
It's
chicken.
good, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
chewy
totally
chicken.
like chicken.
Yeah.
How was rat?
I didn't eat rat. Come on. No, there are certain things that I avoided, like dog. They eat dog. It's called tichen.
Yep.
And as soon as I saw that on the menu, I'm like, no, 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 no tichen.
Teaching.
No, that's no, thank you.
That's so wild.
What
Yeah.
about insects? What was anything crazy?
Oh, loads of insects. Yeah.
Did
It's,
you eat some?
no, actually. We had rats in our house, in our apartment where we were staying. So that was fun. I had duct tape with me, and every night, because we were cooking as well, of course, although mostly we picked something up because it was so cheap. But they made a hole in it was like a ceiling with the plates. How do you call it again? System ceiling or something.
Oh, like a suspended
Yeah.
ceiling.
Suspended ceiling, yeah, exactly.
Drop
And they would
that.
make little holes in the suspended ceiling, and I had duct tape, and every night I just put a piece of duct tape on it until the last day we were there, and my roll was almost empty, so I had one more piece and I put it on, and the next day we were leaving and there was a little hole already. I'm like, oh man, freaking rats.
that's
Rats are disgusting.
funny.
Yeah. It was funny because you ask the people like, oh, what can you do about it? Oh, you can get a cat. I'm like, no, cats are pets, so no. So they gave these glass ampoules with poison in it. So we used that.
Wow.
Yeah, really funny. So yeah, you want to see some more pictures?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'd love
so
to see some more
You
pictures.
see the person
Okay.
here just carrying lots of stuff
That's
with
a
her.
workout.
Yeah,
So
you see all
cool.
the scooters. It's crazy busy.
I don't think you talked about the city you were in Vietnam.
Yeah, I lived in Thanh Nguyen, which is like 80 kilometers above Hanoi. Hanoi's in the north, and it's like a million people live there, but there's nothing to do. Want to buy something in Vietnam that's fake, you can get it. So we had like every movie and series and just bought it in Hanoi, and yeah, just watched that because it was pretty boring city. So we would go to Hanoi, which is in the north. Yeah, you see it there, the big one. We would go there for the weekend and just book a hotel for what was it, $5 per night. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And it looks like you're very close to is that the ocean on the right?
Yeah.
Or the South China Sea?
Yeah. And you even see Thanh Nguyen, where I live, that's above Hanoi. And a little above. Yeah, that's where I lived. Thanh Nguyen.
Wow, cool.
Above Hanoi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you traveled and see different places in Vietnam?
Yeah. The people took us to Ha Long Bay for a weekend, which is I'll show you pictures. It's absolutely gorgeous. So we would rent a boat and just sleep on the boat. And yeah, it's all caves. So we would go into the caves, and yeah, crazy beautiful. Ha Long Bay.
Ha Long Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very famous. It's beautiful, and fresh fish, like you would go to a restaurant and tanks with crabs and stuff, and they were like, okay, what do you want to eat? I'm like, okay, just give me that one, and they would cook it there for you. Sleep on the boat or go to a hotel. And so they took us to lots of places, like you
Right.
see all the wiring.
Right.
If you walk through Hanoi, everywhere you see these wires hanging everywhere. Typically Vietnam.
Yeah, but it makes it interesting.
It's a poor country,
does.
right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of poverty.
Can we see more of the wires?
Yeah, I have another one.
I like the wires because if you got a
Yeah.
fire upstairs, you just dangle on the wire and come down like a monkey.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
It looks like vines. It looks natural though. It doesn't look. It blends.
That's
Yeah,
the
here
Chi
it
with the,
does.
yeah.
You think those are electrical wires though?
They are.
No,
Yeah,
mostly.
they are.
No, they are.
Yeah, mostly.
What?
Yeah, leave it.
And the
Leave it
fuse
there.
boxes are out in the open for everyone to touch. So that's the funny thing.
Was there a moment of culture shock? I know expats, when they travel different countries and if they're there for any kind of extended period of time, they go through a period of shock,
Yep.
Yeah, I
culture
didn't.
shock.
Yeah, I
Did you
have to
experience
say.
any of that?
Well, of course, it's completely different, even the smell, the heat, everything, and the people and the food. But we really prepared well because, of course, for us, it was a job as well. So we really read into it and we talked to people who already went there to get a feel for it, what the rules are and, how you should talk to someone who's like your boss or whatever. But overall, yeah, of course, some things shock you. But what shocked me most was the South. Like the North, it's very communist, still is,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
very, yeah, nice people and just very organized. And the South, there you see like kids on the street a lot, way more than in North, and lots of poverty, lots of people who have the Agent Orange, from the Vietnam War. So yeah, I like the North way better, but the South for the temperature and the things you can see, it's gorgeous. Vietnam was a good pre-show for me, to get used to the Asian way of thinking.
Culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything same but different. That's what they say.
Right?
Same but different.
I remember Meg and Marlene telling us that they say that all the time. Same,
Yeah.
same, but different.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a big
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I still say
Right?
that. Same but different.
So funny.
And I say oi 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 a lot. Like when the kids do something, I'm like oi oi oi, and that means like oh my god. But then in
Oi, soy,
Vietnamese,
oi.
oi oi oi. Yeah.
Oi, soy,
Oi,
oi.
soy,
Like
oi.
you have to talk about money all the time. Like if you get a price and then you have to give another price, and that's you have to hag for your good price because you're blonde, you're white, so they're gonna ask the highest price possible. So we got scammed a few times in the beginning, but then we learned how to count in Vietnamese, so that helped. And yeah, it was cool. It was a really cool experience.
How much language did you pick up?
I can still count from 1 to 10, and then it's easy because the numbers you just put 2 and 2 together. You can say Xin chào. Xin chào means hello, and I can say Chúc mừng năm mới, which means Happy New Year, because we were there with New Year's.
Hey, what was the experience like?
I was there beginning of November, I think. I came there, and it was super warm compared to Holland. But then in December, because you get used to the temperature so easily and so quick, then it went cold quite quickly, because in December it's only 17 degrees, so it was cold, of course.
Oh, 17
Here in Holland, we would be like, woohoo, but there
Yeah.
it was cold. And yeah, Christmas in Vietnam is something different. And they had a big show at the university, and all our students bought us gifts, and that was super sweet. And we had because there were American teachers as well, so we had like a Christmas dinner all together, and everybody got some little gifts and did a game, and so it was cool. But I went to a wedding in Vietnam from people I didn't know, but we were invited because, well, we were white, so we were invited.
Right.
And we had
Special
sticky rice.
guest.
Yeah, special guest. We were wearing our outside because the first day we got to Thanh Nguyen, we had to have our measurements taken, and we got a Vietnamese traditional dress. I'll show you a picture. I have a green one, which is way nicer, but I couldn't find it. So I have this one, and it's custom made for me. It has like a split, so you have a pants under it, I had white pants with these. And we
So
were
what's the
wearing
material? What's that made of?
super thin silk, really thin. And then we got another one, so we had two. And we were like,
So what was the wedding like? Tell us about it.
everything was different. Everything from
So
what we're used to, everything was different. Like,
What color dress was the bride
he
wearing?
was wearing white. Yeah, the groom was just wearing, like, the clothes were kind of the same, except for the outside, of course. For the rest, lots of food, lots of food, lots of food. And everyone was invited. Like, the whole village came, even people that they didn't know. And
That's so cool.
What about alcohol? Was alcohol served?
I think for the men drink alcohol, the women don't.
Was Vietnam very safe, like while you were there?
Yeah, super
Yeah?
safe. I never felt not safe. If I have to say, like, where did you feel the safest? That was in Hanoi and in Thanh Nguyen and Hue. That's on the coast. I'll show you a picture of that later. And in the south, like, it was so busy, it was crazy, and you had some shady people walking there. But overall, I felt really safe.
Okay.
But yeah,
Good
you
question.
are, because you're white and I'm blonde, you know, in my case, you're like a tourist attraction.
Right.
So people constantly wanted to touch my hair. Constantly people were touching my hair. Like,
What?
"Oh, it's gold, it's gold." So that was nuts.
Tell us about the temples. You went to visit some temples, right?
Yeah, I went when I was done with my job, traveled to the south. And then after that, we went to the middle of Vietnam, to the coast, to Hue, and we went to the Citadel, which is like the Forbidden City. This is a little part of it.
Wow. Cool.
It's really nice, yeah.
These spiritual, what are they?
Buddhist.
Buddhists, they're
Wait.
wearing the auzais, and they're walking into the temple.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous, huh?
So this is
Very.
the entrance to the like
To the
this-
Forbidden City.
Okay.
One
side of
Wow.
the entrance.
It looks gorgeous. Wow. Okay. And those
And then
things on their
behind it, you
heads,
see the
what is
yellow and
that?
stuff. A
What
hat.
is what's the hat? Like, what is it supposed to?
No, it's just part of the traditional dress.
Oh, this is the wedding, right?
No.
Is it-
This is just, I think these are students.
These are students. You go to school like
Mhm.
this.
Some do, yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's the uniform.
Yeah.
Wow,
So cool.
that
It's
is
pretty,
so
eh?
cool. It is pretty.
Yeah.
So what do the guys wear? I
Just
wonder.
pants.
Right.
Shirts with the collars, you know, that choke you, that I have here, you know,
Okay.
this collar. So it's really, really tight, and you have it here, so it's kind of choking you. Of course, in Hanoi, you have the old quarter. It's the old part of Hanoi. And there you have a temple in the middle of the lake. You have a lake there, the Hoang Kiem Lake. And there's the legend of the turtle in the lake and the sword. And if the sword will rise, then Vietnam will fall, or Hanoi will fall. But in the back, you see the temple. This is Hoang Kiem Lake. You can walk all around it, and you would see old people doing Tai Chi. And this was, I think, next to Ha Long Bay, one of my favorite parts of Vietnam. Amazing.
Wow.
The picture doesn't look that amazing, but still, you kind of get a feel for it. At the temples, they would all have these little ovens, and people would throw stuff in, and we were like, what is that? So one day, our colleague took us to this market in Thanh Nguyen, and they would have everything in paper. Paper bikes, paper ovens, paper vans, paper cars, paper money, everything made of paper. Because if the people die, they throw that in the fire so that they have a bike in the next life, and they have
wow.
an oven in the next life, and money in the next. So that's why they do that. It was amazing to see. Really crazy.
Very interesting.
Yeah, you have the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. It's in Hanoi. It's a mausoleum is where Ho Chi Minh, he was a former prime minister of the Communist Party in the north of Vietnam. And because the North won in 75, they won the war against the South. And then Uncle Ho, that's how they call him, he was like the big shot. He was like, everyone loved Uncle Ho. So they built a whole
Yeah.
mausoleum for him, and that's where his coffin is.
Is it anything nice to see, or is it just,
Um,
what does it
let me
look
see.
like?
I think I have a picture. I didn't think it was nice.
It's still pretty big.
So,
It's
Nice.
huge for
So-
one coffin, eh?
yeah.
Like it almost looks like there's some Greek influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
So what did you love the most about
The people, as students, and they're so welcoming. Like they'll go above and beyond for you, but they're also pretty closed. Like they will not let you in, like to their hearts quickly. But once you kind of get to know them, yeah, super nice, super sweet people, and
Yeah.
the food is amazing, guys. Seriously, we would our university would be. There's a street there, like really busy street, like Main Street, Tai Nguyen. And then across from the street was this little food place where you could eat on little plastic chairs for kids, but you would sit there and the guy would have a huge wok. I don't know how you call it in
yeah,
English.
walk.
Yeah, it's a walk.
A walk, yeah.
Okay. Well, huge thing with like a petroleum gas thing underneath on the street. And he would make misao. And misao is, well, it's like noodles with loads of vegetables and beef in it or chicken, whatever you wanted. And of course, the gas from all the cars makes it extra good. But it's so
Extra toxic. Do you
crazy.
see a lot of tourists? Were there a lot of foreigners there?
Where I lived, no, not at all. We were the only ones.
Are you ready for some rapid questions? Yes or no? City or countryside?
Difficult one. Yeah, I love both, but I like the pace of the city.
Club or concert?
Concert,
South or North Vietnam?
North,
Hanoi or Saigon?
Hanoi,
Vietnam or India?
India.
Rat or dog?
To cuddle a dog. To eat,
Both
neither.
taste good.
Like
I'll
chicken.
choose snake. I'll choose
Christopher.
snake.
Noodles or rice?
Noodles.
Okay. First thing that comes to mind. Europe?
Holland.
London?
Love it.
Canada?
Love it. Family, friends.
Vietnam?
Misao.
What does that mean?
That's the food.
Okay, okay. Teachers?
Stubborn.
Education?
A calling.
Asia?
Amazing.
Cheese?
I can't live without it.
Music?
Coldplay.
Passion?
Yeah, to my kids.
Ah.
Oh.
And
Yeah, and you, babe, and you.
Right.
Thank you so much, Myrthe. That was
No
amazing.
problem.
Thank you very much, Myrthe.
Gammon.
God
you so
bless
much.
you. We are so grateful to have teachers like you in this world. Honestly, you do make a difference. Thank you so much.